Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got the brand new 2023 G70 740i. So this is the base model for the brand new 7 Series. It's quite large. It's also in Brooklyn Gray because, of course, why not? So it's the biggest Brooklyn Gray you'll probably see for quite some time. So there's a lot to talk about on the brand new G70, including some package deletions already. Let's start up front. We don't have the exec package because that would include the crystal daytime running lights. We have that on the i7 coming up. The split headlight design, which is the new look for the upscale 7 Series and X7, of course the XM as well, and the i7. Now all the 7 Series are basically M Sport design. So this one's got the M Sport Professional, which gets you the blacked out grille as well as black or blue M Sport caliper. You see in the grille, all your sensors are here, just like on the iX. This is the driving assistance professional stuff is back there, as well as some other sensors. All right, so let's take in Brooklyn Gray. So stopping here at the wheel, these are styled 908M wheels. A very elegant design and a classic sort of star spoke design as well. Got the M Sport calipers in black as well, can have them in blue. But the wheels I think look pretty good. They are aerodynamic as well. All right, we'll take in a huge 7 Series. And again, this is 5 inches longer than the previous gen G11, G12. But it's a big, big car. So out back, got a very large roundel, which also includes the camera right here for the rear view. The trunk release is this button right there. You do also have kick to release, hands-free operation of the tailgate. Now a very large trunk, probably fits 2 or 3 bodies depending on how you do it for the Russians out there, Russian mafia out there. We'll do our kick to close here. Of course, Brooklyn Gray, obviously extremely popular, and it's making its way across the BMW lineup, including the brand new 7 Series here. Also on the X7 as well. So in terms of packages no longer available on the 7 Series, executive package, it's gone. These are more crystal headlights, or there's crystal daytime running lights. The automatic doors, which this car has, is also no longer available. This applies to both the 740 and the 760. I'm not sure about the i7. It's also got, I think, the rear seat executive lounge is no longer available as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. So again, automatic doors. I press this button here, and it'll open automatically, so it won't hit anything. Well, I guess technically that one should have opened up a little bit wider. But otherwise, a power assist door. All right, you notice we do have Bowers & Wilkins. Now this is Bowers & Wilkins base. It's not the Diamond Surround Sound 4D one that you can option for several $1,000s. Think of it as a step up from Harman Kardon. All right, and let's take a look at the inside. The seating is the black and burgundy Vaganza. Again, this is a synthetic, like Senza Fin, but another step up. You know, a lot of quilting. The seats are nice to touch. They're pretty soft. And there's lots of cushioning in the seat, so it's an extremely comfortable seat. Of course, all your seat controls are now on the door. This is how you make some adjustments as well. A little sort of like a light bar thing going on here as well. We'll take a look at the inside. As soon as I press the brake with the automatic doors, the doors close. No longer available. So on the inside, So inside we got iDrive 8. Now again, it's a little bit glary here on the camera, but not so in person. iDrive 8 over here at the Parking Assistance Professional package. Our trim is the Mirror Oak High Gloss trim. It looks pretty good. It's kind of like a very light oak wood trim. And your interaction bar like a MacBook Pro. Center console, your cup holders are actually pretty cool. You press down and tuck it away. They will go back up, so you push it in. It goes back up. So again, push it in again, closes. Have hours of fun with that. All right, so center console area, all in crystal displays here. All in crystal, I should say. So we got our gear selector nub in crystal, iDrive controller in crystal, and feels like the volume control is also crystal. So to mute it, you push in. Of course, you can increase and decrease volume by scrolling. We'll hit the home button here. Now we'll go over the pricing and options. All right, so starting price of the 740i, $93,300. Obviously, it's a much more expensive car than the previous gen. Paint and the Vaganza are included, so if you want Marine 11, that's going to cost you a little bit more. Driving Assistance Pro, another $2,100. Does have the highway assistance, which we've demonstrated on the channel before. So the M Sport Professional package for $950. Parking Assistance Professional package, another $900. So that will help you find parking spaces you can pull in, parallel, diagonal, whatever. The car is capable of doing it. We've demonstrated that with the X7. A lot of things included. Let me see if I can get that in focus there. It's another $1,300 for the 21-inch wheels. $1,500 for the automatic doors, which are no longer available. So front and rear heated seats for $500. Everything else is included. So all told, a moderately spec'd car for the 740i, $101,545. And you could have added a bunch more to this vehicle before it went into production, obviously. Now it's sort of missing a bunch of features now. Let me zoom out here. So I think one sort of maybe improvement is the dash seems to be a lot more integrated. The screens are sort of covered by this nice flowing portion of the upper dashboard here. So I think maybe a lot more integrated than before on other iDrive 8 vehicles. Our interactive light bar, which changes colors based upon what drive setting you're in. This is in Sport right now. If we go to My Modes, we can sort of mess around here. Now again, it's hard to see this in the light, so we had the 760 with different things. So if you go into Sport, the side bolsters come in pretty well. If you want to get to the seat settings, you're going to have to go to this interactive bar here. Let me zoom in. And you'll press this button, and that brings up a menu thing here, so you can change how this operates, all your side bolsters here. You can change the back settings, everything from here as well. Lumbar support in the menu, so it's not a control on the seat anymore. Upper backrest adjustments, head restraint, and then the seat position, the angle, and height, which the basic functions can be accomplished with the controller, crystal controller here on the door. But you need more fine tuning, it has to go within. If you need more fine tuning of the seat, it's going to have to be through the menu in iDrive 8, unfortunately. All right, so we'll take a look at the back seat as well. Take a look at the back seat. So hit the button to open the door. And then from the iDrive controller, I can pop open the rear door. All right, so rear door open. Here's our passenger compartment, which is obviously extremely large. We'll explore here in the back as well. So the door can be automatically closed using this button as well. Then you've got some controls here in the back. on the screen on both sides. The head restraint has got the high gloss oak, excuse me, the oak mirror finish on the head restraint as well. It goes all the way around. This is a very nice thing here. It's a nice sound as well. Very solid design here. So seat controls, basically swipe up to unlock. You can do controls for the blinds. Make it a little bit darker in here so maybe it's a little bit easier for us to see as well. So now I've blackened everything out, so hopefully it's a little bit easier to see. But obviously, huge amount of leg room in the back here. You are going to be very comfortable in the back seat of this car. So other things you do, you can change the climate settings here in the back. Pop that up here for the climate menu. You can change how that's set up here. So you do have some vents up here as well. And the heated seats as well. So again, because this is set to auto, you are not going to have a lot of control. So in order to get the heated seats going, you're going to have to go up to very high. And even then, there we go. Now the heated seats come on. You can see I go down to high, it's no longer on. The ventilated seats also, ventilation works. So let me change the settings here. So medium balanced. You hit the home button again. You can change how things are displayed here. So you also have control for my modes as well. Don't have any control here because sport mode was selected by the driver. But you can change the modes here as long as you aren't in sport, or at least the driver is not in sport. You also have control over the media as well. This one does not have the theater screen, but our i7 does have the theater screen, so we'll go over that in a little bit more detail as well. All right, so let's scroll around here. The other seat here. Let's see what this looks like. This thing pulls down. You have some... So if you press this thing down, this button right here, that will reveal the cup holders for the rear seat occupants. You also have a little bit extra storage back here as well. So USB charging ports in the back as well as ones on the head restraint, or backrest I should say. But pretty comfortable as well. Plug that back in. So not a lot to complain about in the back seat of the 740i. Again, just as roomy as the 760. Just not as many features available anymore. But you could have gotten the rear seat executive lounge in the back here. So you can have the right side passenger rear seat. Do a lot of different things. All right, so let's get out of here. We'll take one more walk around. All right, so let's open up the blinds here. We do open all. And it works pretty quick for the side. The panoramic roof and, of course, the rear blind a little bit slower than the other two. You can pop the door open automatically. So one thing I just found, you can change where the air is blowing to the vents here. It's a little bit hard to see here. But up and down on the vent here on either side. See the one that was over here. So where it's blowing, adjustment is there. All right, so obviously this is a very, very large car. It's step way back for one zoom here. I can zoom out a little bit and make it fit the frame a little bit better. We'll take in Brooklyn Grey one more time and talk about the horsepower and torque. So this is powered by the B58 inline 6, the famous B58. So this one's got a little bit more horsepower. So it's 375 horsepower than a previous version of the 740i. It's also got about 383 torques. So similar in output to the X7 xDrive 40i, but much improved. But that's about it for a quick tour around the 740i. Brand new G70 in Brooklyn Grey. So we'll see you at the next video.